Well, that's one way to start an episode. Welcome back, everyone, to a new episode of Trails, the second chapter. Last time we finished up the 7th chapter of the game after defeating Ren twice. One herself and one her Pater Mother drone. We saw the effect of the collection of energy by the towers, and apparently it was to free the Aureole from its dimension where it was stuck in. And there it is, right there for all to see. And that's where we are right now, trying to figure out what will happen next and how we can fight this, cause I don't think it's just gonna hang there. I think Ouroboros will have some very vicious plans with that. Probably also a little bit insane, but there's only one way to find out what's gonna come next, and that's to start playing. Alright. Goddess. What is that thing? It's huge. I mean, ridiculously huge. That thing must be more than 5,000 arch across. It's like a giant floating island. No, look closely. The base is artificial. It's more a floating city than an island. A city. Well, we can just sit here. Alright guys, listen up. We are getting onto that flying city island. Treasure and glory. What? Seriously? Of course I'm serious. I've never been more serious. If those society fools have brought that thing back, then think. It must be full of incredible treasure. Enough to pay our debts 10 times over. You got to be kidding me. We can't just go waltzing into something that huge. Josette, back me up here. Honestly, at this point, I bet there are things on that city I want too. Like, beyond treasure. Oh, you just saved me. Kyle does have a point though. Things have been weird all day, so we should probably be careful. I mean, for starters, the radio's been silent for ages. That is true. Guild and army transmissions are one thing, but even the civilian channels are dead, which is... Huh? What? A wave of light? Oh, this is the moment from the clip we saw at the end of the last episode. The wave coming from the Aureole over the entire country. And they're flying. Oh, please let them survive. Because to be honest, they may be bandits, but they're not bad people. Yeah. What happened? Report. Boss, big problems. The generators and flight engines have cut all out. All of them. What? Wait, that means... We're really in trouble now. The flight field from the engines is dissipating. The Bobcat's not entering her helm at all, either. You're kidding. You mean we can't do anything? Well, there is one thing we can do at this point. What? What? Pray, Idios, that is not our time to be called to heaven. Oh yeah, they're crashing. Oh crap! Ugh. Well, that's one start of a chapter. Land of Chaos. Yeah, I think I called it last time. I think I did say there's going to be chaos all over the place. And it is. Because if I'm right, and all orbital devices are shut down now, and everybody is so reliant on it, not only for the daily life, but also for their protection, yeah, it's going to be crazy. So that's what the light show at the tower was about. But your kids pulled off a genuine miracle this time. Let me give you your reward first. Idios knows you've earned it. Alright. Just 10,000? Really? Come on, put a 0 behind that. Do you know how much time and effort I spent in that? Still, what madness we've fallen into. I've never thought being deprived of orbments would throw us in such much chaos. No kidding. Sort of makes you realize just how dependent we've become on orbital power. It's true, communication, transportation, defense, production. Every single major function of society is effectively paralyzed at this point. For most people, I think the real worry will be the lights and the kitchen. From the sounds of it, the city was really in a tizzy last night. And that's being kind about it. People were mobbing the guild house, the Aureole workshop, the mayor's mansion, all demanding answers. It was awful. Everyone wanted to know what had happened, and I had no answers to give. Frenzied fools practically kept me up all night. Oh, I see. Oh, sorry, Lugren. With the floating city on top of all of this crap's getting dire. Feels like we're one step away from freaking panic. Well, the people of Liberl love peace, so I do not personally expect a riot. Immediately. Should the situation continue for too long, however, people may begin to lose hope. Yes, we must do something about this, and quickly. So then, everyone, was this plan you said Russel had to bring back the dead, turn water to ambrosia, and save us all? Bring back the dead? Well, Proffesor Russel came up with a new invention that isn't too far off. This time, everyone, is my latest invention, the Zero Field Generator. Zero Field? What now? Put simply, you are aware of the special warp field the Gospels produce, yes? This is a circuit which produces a field to nullify that warp via resonance warp. Yeah, that doesn't qualify as symbol under any definition. If I understand correctly then, Professor, this can actually reverse the orbital shutdown phenomenon? Whoa, what? Is that true, Professor? Prevent it more specifically, but just so. Ultimately, the shutdown phenomenon is just orbital energy being absorbed by the Gospels. Where the energy went was a mystery, but having come this far, I think we finally have an answer. To the floating city, to the Aureole. It is the only answer that makes sense. The Aureole uses the little holes between dimensions generated by devices which we call Gospels to cause the phenomenon. Gospels are, all things considered, small holes, so the area affected was thankfully minor. With the Aureole made manifest once again, however, that area has grown immensely. Enough to engulf the entire Liberl and even beyond our borders, I'd imagine. All of Liberl. So that's what's causing all of this. Yes, I find it likely that every orbment in the country, without exception, has stopped working. However, this zero field generator can stop the interference of the Aureole. Which is to say, put it next to an orbment and that orbment will work just fine. Wow. Professor, that's amazing. So we fire that thing up and everything's cool then? No. It says it prevents it, so all the orbments that aren't working right now already has zapped all their energy. So unless they all replace it, it's not gonna do shit. Not quite, I'm afraid. The area this prototype can protect is limited. It can shield at most an orbment you could carry in 2 hands. So basically, it can protect our orbments, the ones we use for combat. Alright, that's at least something. That's small. Aww. Well, hell, that kind of limits what we can do, doesn't it? The other problem is, I only have so many of them. Even as a favor for Cassius, I could only put 16 of them together. 16? That's actually a lot, if anything. Wait, Dad asked you for these? Yes, he requested that I work on these a while back, actually. I scarcely even imagined a crisis on this scale at the time, but it seems he did. I see. Just as I expect from Cassius, always seeing further than any other man. That being the case though, pretty clear how we should use these things, I think. You're a sharp one, father. I don't quite follow. So in a crisis like this, the thing you need more than anything else is fast, accurate communication. Whether it's about the society throwing bears at people, or where goods need to be taken. If you can't communicate, you're up shit's creek. Meaning, they should be used to restore communication devices all over Liberl. Is that about the size of it? Bingo! That is a good idea. For the military, not being able to use our guns or airships is dire. Not having communications between headquarters and our forces is even more serious. However, we should restore communication between Grancel Castle, the Haken Gate and Leiston Fortress ASAP. The guild's in the same boat in a way. If the braces can't get in touch, it'll be hard to mount any response to anything that might happen. Sounds if we're all in agreement then. Well then, Captain Swartz, I'll provide 10 zero-field generators to the Royal Army. That should give you enough to cover the Arcade, the capital, the gate, Leiston, and all regional posts. You have my thanks, Professor. I'll order my men to distribute them immediately. And the remaining 6 go to the Bracer Guild. That should be enough to restore the phone in each guild branch. We'll get right on it. We'll see them safely there. What? You can get the phone working? That would be a great help. Please, set up that 0 whatever it was right away. No problem. Tita, would you do the honors? Sure, give me just a second. Tita opened the lid to the phone and put the SFG inside. Okay. Done, it's all set to go. That was kind of faster than I thought it would be. All you really need to do is put it in the right spot inside the phone. Okay, now for the moment of truth. Tita flipped the switch on the phone. Ooh, you did it! Nice, looks like it really does let Aureole devices work. So next I need to test to see if the phone will actually connect. I tried calling Grandpa. He's on the RC, which should have a working phone. Tita dialed in a phone number. Hello? Grandpa! Yeah, it's me. I'm at the guild house in Bose right now. Yeah, it's okay. It works great. Okay, I will. Do your best too, Grandpa. I think it's connecting okay. No kidding. Proffesor Russel saved us again, it seems. I have to drown Russel in beer and steak next time I see him. Speaking of things, Russel seems to be aboard the RC still, but where did the princess and that churchman get off to? Oh, they both headed to Grancel at the dawn with Captain Swartz. Chloe said she wanted to talk to the Queen, and Captain said something about the Archbishop, I think. I see. I imagine the royal family and the church have their own crisis to deal with right now. Yeah, I'm wondering, because Chloe did say that after the towers she will have an answer to the Queen whether or not she would ascend the throne. I wonder if that's what she's trying to arrange right now. Because I think she's capable of being the next Queen, and maybe by doing that she can maybe stabilize the situation a bit by showing the people that she can lead the country even through a crisis like this. Well, at least those are my thoughts about it. The good news is they agreed to deliver a zero-field generator to the capital guild house for us. I would expect to get a call from Elnan at some point. Excellent. Coordinating with him will help. You lot are off to the remaining guild houses, I take it? Yep, that's the plan. What I really like to deal with is that floating city, but wouldn't we all? It seemed like our society friends are already there too. We can't lay a damn finger on them with our airships grounded. Real heroic spot to be in, huh? Well, there's little point in flogging ourselves over it. Right now we must focus on what can be done. Yeah. Yes, let's get to it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Proffesor Russel would try to find a way to get at least the RC back on top. Definitely. Unless... No, it is already working, because they used the RC to bring back the princess and Kevin back to Grancel. So he must have used one of the devices to keep the RC floating. Flying at least. Right? Well, I'm sure we're gonna get confirmation about that soon enough. Alright. Seeing as we have neglected two of our friends a lot lately, I'm gonna bring them around with us so they can start leveling up as well. And besides, Tida is the one that can install all the units, so she definitely needs to be with us. Okay, obviously, airship travel is right out for this, so we'll be walking. Where should we go first? Roland or Ruin? Neither choice is better than the other, really. All of the guild houses need working phones, so all we can do now is pick a direction and go. Good point. Joshua got it, I think. No matter which way we go, I'm betting we'll have our work cut out for us. I hope we can help all the people in trouble. Yeah, okay then. During the shutdown phenomenon, only characters equipped with a zero field generator can use orbital arts. Equip a generator in the accessory slot to use it. So we're losing a slot in order to be able to fight at all? Furthermore, as Tida uses an orbital cannon, she cannot act in any way other than movement or her gunpowdered cannon impulse S-craft without a generator. So he's saying that if we don't equip Tida with a generator, she can do shit for all. Alright, that's good to know. Let's arrange that then. Well, I do want my status working. So it does mean that we only have 4 generators, so we need to make sure that if we switch our party, we need to take it off the person that is going away. Well, you can use the 3 to compensate the loss of 1. Yeah, we can use that one. You can get the blue falcons for now. I'm sure we'll get some other stuff too. Ooh, range M even. Nice. I'm pretty sure we'll lose it pretty quickly, because I wouldn't be too surprised if the stores will have something better at the moment. But this is at least a very nice start. Peacocks 4... Probably from Chloe, because she's no longer in our party. And like I said, I will, of course, look into rearranging some of the ornaments. Well, we have to open her up if we're going to give her any more than that. This is just improving the ones we already have. We don't have any better moves at the moment. Like I said, shield and evade. We will. I think there's a pretty good chance that we'll switch them up to something else. I can almost guarantee that. I just need to. I'm gonna wait until in between episodes till we can figure out what we want to do with it. Like Tida and Agit, I like them, but they're not my favorite characters. So they will. If we have only one party for the end level, trust me. I'm sorry to say. It will not be them. But for now, we can definitely use them. Alright, let's go back to the guild. Let's see what kind of jobs we have. Because I'm thinking, with all the chaos around, there's going to be a lot of extra jobs. Well, an entire fresh list even. Yeah, it's going to be entirely full at the end, isn't it? Crone Pass Monster. Nice. Has extreme strong direct attacks. Check armor thoroughly. No problem, we can do that. And new Ansel Path Monster. Strong direct attack. Check armor. Oh, it's another one. Report suggests long range combat abilities. We can deal with that. And nice amount of money, which we can definitely use. So I'm thinking before we do anything else, let's take care of those 2 monsters. Just for the start of it. And I also want to check out the entire town, seeing what the people are thinking. Because I think that's really important at this time. So we have plenty of things to do before we even decide if we're going to go to Ruin or if we go to Roland. And if you're watching this and you're still here, write in the comments to which one of the 2 you would go to. Not say why. I don't want to be spoiled for what's going to happen when we get to that region. Just give your opinion, which one do you like the most to go to. Just like, I would go to Ruin or I would go to Roland. Personally, my first choice would be Roland. I'm just curious to see what you guys will pick. Alright, the anti-rose. Mayor Mabel has been running herself ragged trying to address every little thing with the town. Yet she still somehow manages to keep popping her head back here between meetings to make sure things are running smoothly. I tell her time and time again not to worry about the restaurant, but she won't hear a word of it, of course. She's so much like her father in that respect, always pushing herself too hard for her own good. Yeah, Mayor Mabel, really impressive. All the commotion was terrifying. If not for Mayor Mabel, we would have had riots on our hands. It's times like these when people need to be at their best and work together, not behave like that. I hope to never see such shameful behavior ever again. We were in the restaurant when the riots erupted in the city. A lot of people were gathering in front of the guild, and they spent all night yelling at each other. The restaurant was pitch black too, so I couldn't tell what was going on at all. I wouldn't believe how scared I was. Yeah, but people rioting, they're doing that out of fear, because they have no idea what's happening, they've lost control. They need to lash out because they have no idea what to do. But as we can see right now, there are no riots more in the city. They've started to calm down, and I think restoring the communication will help even more with that. I thought it was just my ornaments that were broken. One look around the city, however, and it was plain to see the problem extended far beyond myself. However, whatever shall we do? Write it out. There's nothing else you can do for the time being. Oh, hey guys. Thanks again for all your help. With all distribution systems frozen, I'm sure it's difficult to get food. It's time like these when the Orvid company sparkles more mightier than the shiniest palm. I will be glad to provide you with rare tastes obtained through proprietary routes. Now, come, look at what I've got to offer. Oh, he has a shop now, nice. Please, use my store whenever you like. And why don't you buy something? Go ahead. I would first want to see what you have. No recipes, just ingredients. Alright, come again. Working without horrible cooking tools is no big deal. You aren't a real chef if you need some fancy equipment to whip up a decent meal. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. It just makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? I was in a wine cellar when the ornaments all stopped. Thanks to that, I ended up having to find my way out by hand in total darkness. I was covered head to toe in dust by the time I got out. What awful timing. The orbital stove's not working. The head chef's waving it off like it's no big deal, but to me, it's a huge, huge deal. I've got to learn how to work an old-fashioned stove and fast. You'll manage, I'm sure of it. Alright, I think we should just do our round all around the square first, then go to the market, and then go to the southern region. I'm looking for a good part-time position, but seems like this really isn't the time for it. Last night was scary. People were yelling at each other late into the night. This is when we need to come together too. Well, I'm sure Mayor Mabel will do everything she can to get that across to people. I've come for the first time in a while to offer prayers to the goddess. Somehow, my feet just didn't lead me to the market. I can't find it in me to enjoy shopping at a time like this. Very understandable. To think simply having ornaments fail could cause so much chaos. As we possess faith in the goddess, we should be ashamed. To rely on something like ornaments so heavily is a sign of great weakness. Faith in the goddess should be more than enough. I hope that people take this in as an epiphany of sorts and come to their senses. Yeah, and can you imagine if the Aureole could actually move and just go anywhere in the world? It could knock out ornaments all over and taking one country after another without barely lifting a finger. Yeah, that's a scary thought, isn't it? Yep. No indeed, it was quite a terrible time last night. The troubled citizens burst into the guild and mayor's house alike and spent the entire night making quite a fuss. Mayor Mabel's powers of persuasion thankfully averted further turmoil, but I've come to realize anew the immense effect ornaments have on our daily lives. Yes, it definitely does. Huh? What's going on? Why are all these people looking up at... Oh, I see. So that's it. They're looking at the Aureole, isn't it? Yeah. The floating city. It's so huge. Whoa. It's overwhelming seeing it from down here. Well, I can understand why the civvies are freaking out. We might not be able to do a hell of a lot, but times like this are when bracers have to step up. We got to do our best to make this better and give the citizens some peace. Yeah. Yes, let's hurry. Yeah, and that's the thing I'm wondering about. Will there be other quests in the city besides the monster hunting quest? Because I'm sure people will be in need for other stuff as well. So will we only be able to find those if we talk to everyone? Which of course we will be doing. From here you can clearly see the island floating in the sky. The moment it appeared, the lights all across the city went out. Just as we were recovering from the dragons and soul too. What will happen to our Bose, I wonder? I mean, what is that? And why are all the ornaments stopped working? Oh, what's going on? I don't understand. The huge thing in the sky is so scary. Was the dragon just the start of things? This is kinda crazy. What should I do? Stay calm and listen to your parents. Really nice touch that they kept the doors open to the market. Like there are no ornaments to open and close that door. It's a very small detail, but very important one at that. Ah, brace your friends. At the moment, we in Bose are facing a terrible danger. Please, give any aid you can to Mayor Mabel and our city. Oh, we definitely will. And not just to Bose, but we'll do that to every city around Liberl. Ah, that riot last night was terrifying. So many people storming into the mansion. They all looked and sounded so furious, as though they were going to tear the place apart. But Mayor Mabel is truly amazing, calming a mob as she did. Yeah, but we already knew that. Alright, let's see how Lila is doing. Thank you for the other day. Miss Mabel is currently as busy as humanly possible. Please, if you can aid her in some way, I would ask you to do so. We were already planning to do so. Oh, hello again, Estelle. And, oh, hello, Joshua. Hi, Mayor Mabel. It's been a while. It has indeed. You two look busy again. No kidding. I heard it's been really hard on you too, though. Lugren was telling us about it. I was a little worried when I heard some citizens broke in. Yes, I had to spend the better part of the evening talking them down, and even then I only barely got them to the return home. I didn't really do anything to actually assuage their fears though. I couldn't. Even I'm half scared out of my wits. If this keeps up, I'm afraid there will be another uprising, and a much more violent one. It could happen, yes. So long as the real problem remains unresolved, people will be on edge and looking for someone to blame. Right now, though, we just need to do what we can. Starting at the floor and fretting won't solve anything. You got that right. No matter what comes, we'll do our best as bracers. I feel pretty much the same way about being a mayor. No matter how dark and hopeless the situation may seem, a mayor must remain with her city and protect it. Of course, I believe you will resolve things in the end, mind? Well, no pressure there. We'll take those as a word of encouragement. Yeah, we definitely will. And we just hope we can convince other people around town of the same thing. I came to Bose to see the Hakken Gate, but I didn't expect this to happen at my destination. Anyway, I hope things get back to normal soon. My Aureole camera stopped working, and here I took a lot of cool shots of the Hakken Gate too. Man, this sucks. I hope I can get them printed soon. I really want to see them. Yeah, some people have no sense of clarity during a situation like this. They just focus on themselves and not the bigger picture, which, mind you, is relatively normal in situations like this, because it's too big for them to wrap their head around it, so they focus on what's directly in front of them. Welcome to Freedom Hotel. Orbital devices may not be functioning, but our hotel is still open for business. I'm sure there will be some inconveniences, but please enjoy your time here. We always do. Not so many people as I thought would be. For no matter how much time I spend, this is going nowhere. I can't clean without a vacuum cleaner. I'd be like trying to make an omelette without a frying pan. Good analogy, by all means. Yeah, the only things you can do is get a duster and try to get the dust off everything, and then it will fall on the floor, which you can get a broom to brush it out of the room. But yeah, very labor intensive compared to using a vacuum cleaner. Our owner's acting like to write something other people did, but he's one of the people who barged into the mayoral residence too. He's sort of excluding himself from that little mess and trying to put on airs, but he wanted to admit he was scared out of his mind. Certainly it's hard on us not being able to use ornaments, but that doesn't make it okay to riot. I'm embarrassed as a fellow Bose citizen. Because you were one of the rioters, I get it. Alright. Oh, wait, there was one. Damn, wearing orange on an orange carpet? I barely saw you. Oh, hey there. You're Brazens, aren't you? I've seen you on the Cecilia a few times. Sorry for our ship being out of commission. Doesn't look like we can leave port, so I'm just getting some grub. So the Cecilia is in Bose. Let's have a check here as well then. How long are they going to keep us waiting here? I need to hurry to Ruin. Yeah, that's gonna be quite some time, I'm sure of it. Man, there's a bunch of customers here who don't have any place to go now that they're stuck here. We're trying to pull together some lodging for them, but you can imagine how much of a mess that is right now. Our ship was stopped in dock before it could even take its first morning flight. There's some kind of severe problem, so we can't take off. None of the passengers were injured, thank ideas. If this had happened after we took off, it really would have been a crisis. Scheduled flights are cancelled. It's not a surprise though, I suppose, with ornaments the way they are. Still, quite an issue. Shipping will be impossible for the moment. I'll have to look for a buyer locally somehow. Apparently some kind of engine fault with a cause there can't determine. I've used these ships for years and this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. Well, look up in the sky. I think the Aureole is also something you've never seen before. Hey, what's wrong with the ship? Why isn't it going? Oh dear. I didn't think we'd be stopping here. My child is with me too. How am I supposed to be getting home? The scheduled flights aren't running? Damn it all, just as I get off work too. Yeah. I think there are some bigger problems at the moment. The engine's not functioning gives us more problems than simply getting airborne. Hells, we had to operate the ramp via hand crank. I do wish our passengers understood the theory behind orbital engines a wee bit more. Yeah, that would have definitely helped. Because I'm sure they know orbments are failing all over the place. And if they just realize planes use orbments too, they know why things are the way they are. The goods I ordered were supposed to be arriving today. Who would have guessed flights would be cancelled? Well, that's a fork stuck in it. I'll have to find replacement stock from somewhere. Maybe from revenue? It's not just a Cecilia. The guidance lights and ground equipment aren't working either. We've had our share of trouble before, but I've never seen anything like this. I wonder if this is all because of that strange event last night. I can definitely say with a certain degree of certainty, it definitely is. Alright. I guess that's it for here. Now let's get to the market. The market really lost all its energy. I guess everyone is really worried about the future. Damn it, I really wish I could help people at times like these, especially, but... with Orban's not working, we won't be able to defend the kingdom. I can't help but feeling anxious. Hopefully the Empire keeps to the non-aggression pact, but... it seems like ornaments have stopped working all over town. The register at our store stopped working too. Dad's off at the factory getting it repaired. Well, I don't think it will be repaired anytime soon. No one really knows why the doors or fountain have suddenly stopped working, it sounds like. What the heck is going on in this city? Still the same old stuff, which is not a bad thing. All distribution throughout the kingdom has gone kaput, it seems. I have enough stock for the moment, but I can't restock. Then sooner or later shortages will come. This is quite grave. Alright, what do you have? Just simple Terra. Yeah, that's not gonna work for us anymore. With scheduled flights and transport stopped, things are really serious. Anyway, I better go shopping and stock up while the store's still half stock. Ah. People are gonna buy out everything in this town, isn't it? With the Orban stop, lights and heating are all unusable. Once I'm done shopping for foodstuffs, I need to look at the sundries. Oh, what should I do? No goods are coming in. Honestly, I probably ought to be considering raising your prices here, but once before we took advantage of the situation to raise prices and ended up causing a lot of trouble for everyone. I can't really raise my prices so easily these days. I need to talk to Buck and figure out a good plan. Yeah, because raising prices in a situation like this, that's just evil, no matter how you look at it. Unbelievable. It's not just the scheduled liners, but the freight trucks and ship have stopped. All distribution totally paralyzed. At this rate, we're gonna hit shortages real fast. My product's life is its freshness. This is a serious problem. Yeah. Thanks to the trouble recently, my stock's not coming in. My store's opening has to be heavily delayed as a result. Of course, this isn't a time for excuses like those. Orbans are all stopped. Man, talk about one to send you into the dumps. All the lights in my house are out and my daughter's crying her eyes out. After all, Orbans are an expected part of life for her. It was a shock when I realized we couldn't use them. The nice little cat ears. Making Castella cakes take fresh eggs and milk. You can't skimp if you want the best. If I continue to be unable to get stock in, I won't be able to keep this stand running. What am I supposed to do? The lady who runs the confectionery shop doesn't seem to have her normal energy. Well, given the situation we're in, I think that's true for everyone, but still. What's the damn fiancé of hers doing? It's the job of the spouse to support the other at a time like this, ain't it? Jeez, maybe I should go lecture him while I do my shopping. How many times do I need to tell that guy, stop stalking her? Nobody wants that. Even the fountain's tired. I wonder what happened. I don't care if the distribution stopped or whatnot, I'll be opening the shop just like always. In a time like this, you gotta give people some courage. If it comes down to this, then maybe I should sell that new issue I've been keeping safe. Yes, sell it. Yeah, because we already have this one. I want a new issue. Oh, hey, welcome. Minway's well, but the whole market's a bit down in the dumps. After all, just as everyone's recovering for now, distribution's totally frozen. It's not surprising they'd get depressed. Alright, that's the market. Time to check out the south block. be completely incapable of using orbment is quite the problem. Orbital technology can honestly be called the lifeblood of our country. If it ceases to work, then that affects us on every imaginable level. I fear hard times await us ahead. It definitely are. Let's just do the best we can. All the orbments in our home have stopped working. I sent my son Aureole down to the factory, but I'm afraid this might not be the sort of problem they can fix. Yeah, I can guarantee that. With all this strangeness in the city and all the trouble with the flights, I declare it's enough to unsettle anyone. We'll need to be careful or things might get really bad. Every orbment in the city seems to have stopped working all at once, and nobody has any idea why either. Though I can hardly condone it, I can understand why some people would be driven to riot. It's not just the orbments in town, the scheduled flights are down too. Just as we made the deal with the Imperial too. I just seems to enjoy terrible timing. Maybe she does. I cannot deny that. The orbments aren't working over at Trino's next door either, apparently. Seems like the problem is affecting the entire town. I thought it was just us, and had Guano go down to the Orbital workshop. Oh, it's gonna be busy there, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't seem for anyone to be there. Oh, Simon. You need something from the workshop too? Yeah, Marana told me to stop by. Yeah, Dad asked me to come too. Guess everyone's kind of losing it, huh? They definitely are. You can't repair it? What's that supposed to mean? This is just some kind of trick to sell me something new, isn't it? Those two at the counter are being completely unreasonable. I feel really bad for the store owner. Talk about a bed of needles. Well, to be honest, those two, we know what kind of people they are. I'm not surprised. Enough talking, hurry up and fix it. I have fishing to get to. Stop yammering and do something. Oh, welcome. I'm sorry you came all this way, but we're currently not taking any business. None of our equipment is working, you see? Oh, right. Well then, that's kind of a problem, isn't it? If we can't manufacture quartz or upgrade our slots, we're kinda in trouble. Keep in mind, we are kind of lucky to even have arts right now. It does feel like a waste to just be sitting on all this sepith though. Oh, but Estelle, if it's just for a minute, we can do something. Really? You think we can use the factory? Yeah, we should be able to. Our CFGs work with anything, remember? Right, of course. CFG? What are you talking about? Let me explain. Joshua explained that by using the zero field generator, the factory's functionality could be temporarily restored. Oh, that's absolutely incredible! Please, by all means, I'd love it if it worked. Let's give it a shot then. Okay, give me a second. On activation, the zero field generator restored power to the factory's tools. The equipment's working! Awesome. Well, it worked for now. It won't last for very long though. We better hurry then. So, if you want to modify your orbments, now's your chance. Well, I can't work under pressure. Let's see, is there anything new here? Well, they do sell heal, that's pretty nice. Confuse, cloak, information, cut 4. Move 3, nice. Still a cost 2. Do have action 4. Yeah. I think we can figure it out. I think impede number 4 would definitely be a better one than shield and has the same elemental values, I think. Even better than a shield, so we can get more arts with it if we use it. Evade? It's nice, but it doesn't work as well as you think it might. Alright, I'm gonna keep it at this. I'll be back, because I'm sure as long as we are in this region, we can use the factory in any way we want. Whenever you want to use the workshop, just bring that device of yours along. You'll be able to use our services like normal if you do. Yeah, because I'm gonna look into it between the episodes, so I don't waste too much time. Customers have been pouring in since early this morning. Dealing with them is really Karn's job. My only job is to keep at my work. Even with orbits not functioning, I still have mountains of things to do. I can imagine so. Keep making sure everything is nice and tidy. Now, next door, they're busier than bees, but with my guns not working, I've got nothing but free time. Good news is, I have a full stock of non-orbital weapons for you brazier types. Take a look. New ones? No, it doesn't look like there are new ones. At least not by the looks of it. No, it's all the same old equipment. Still good, but I've got better. Well, we can still use them if you want to convert some money. Alright, I think that's it. I think we talked to everyone in town. So next time we're going to go after the extermination requests. Those are 2, Ensel Road and Crone, I think. But we'll check it up when we start up our next episode as we hunt those things down. And afterwards, we're gonna go by every location within this region. Revno, Hackengate and 2 checkpoints. Before we decide at the beginning of next episode where we want to go. Like I said, I'm pretty partial to Roland, so that's probably where we're gonna go, because I want to. But still, like I said before, I am very curious, which one would you choose? But until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to be back next time as we try to bring some order to all this chaos. Bye bye.